Following the end of the Fabian strategy, and Fabius Maximus stops being dictator, we've got to turn now to the greatest defeat in Roman history, the Battle of Cannae. So we're going to learn the background to Rome's greatest defeat, to understand why Rome acted this way, and develop our source and artist skills. Plunder and loot, steal things, equipment. Lorica is the body armor, is the Roman word for the body armor, the chainmail shirt they wore at the time. Indistinguishable. If you can't tell one thing from another, it's indistinguishable. Gaius Varro, who's a homo novus, a new man, a consul. Demagogue, somebody who rouses the common people with cheap sentiments. Rousing speeches, a demagogue. Common. Looking down on him. Overwhelming. Aemilius Paulus is the other consul involved in this story. So, Hannibal's army, spring 2-1, should be 216 BC. Hannibal's army has been rampaging around Italy, and now, according to the sources, it looks pretty indistinguishable to a Roman army. After the Trebia and Trasimene, Hannibal's re-equipped his soldiers with lots of Roman equipment, Roman shields, Roman lorica, chainmail. They kept their swords because their swords are better. They probably get their spears as well, maybe their helmets, but certainly a lot of the sources say that Hannibal's infantry are indistinguishable from Roman now because their equipment's the same, and they're very confident to face the Romans. So at the end of Fabius's term of office as dictator, there were elections, and Varro and Aemilius Paulus become the consuls. Now we're going to look in a lot of detail in Livy and Polybius, their version of their elections, to see what about them. Basically, this guy here is a relative of the Scipios, so everybody absolves him of all the blame for what comes next. Whereas Varro was a new man and not very popular, and we're looking at our sources, he's treated very harshly. He's a homo novus, and he's treated very harshly by the sources. He's the one who's blamed for what the disaster that comes next. We'll have a talk in class, having read the sources, about how true, how false, how reliable all this is. But essentially, Rome comes up with a plan to defeat Hannibal. They're going to construct, put together the most massive army Rome's ever had. Normally, a consul has 2 legions and 2 allied legions for about 20,000 men in an army. 2 consuls, 20,000 each, that's 80,000 men. Nope, not this time. This time, each consul is going to have double that, and they're going to work together. So that's 4 times 20,000, 80,000 men. They're going to put together a massive army and simply crush Hannibal under weight of numbers. Use their superior infantry to just slice their way through him, unstoppable. That's their plan. Now, what is Hannibal's reaction to this? His men meet, his officers, another Hannibal, Mahabal, Hanno, Hasdrubal, his brother Mago, they all meet. And Hannibal is extremely happy when he hears what the Romans' plan is, because he reckons they're playing right into his hands, and he can defeat them no matter how big the Roman army is. In fact, the bigger the better.